Hello and welcome to Spoiler Piece Theater, the podcast that doesn't give a shit about spoilers. We just want to talk about the movies. My name is Megan Kearns. My pronouns are she, her. I write and podcast for In Session Film. I'm a co-host of the Slashers podcast, a member of the Boston Online Film Critics Association, and a member of Gallica, the Society of LGBTQ Entertainment Critics.
And my name is Dave Riedel. I'm a movie type writer person. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm also a member of the Boston Online Film Critics Association.
Yeah, you are. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah.
So Evan is off again this week, so it is just the two of us. Do, 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 do.
Fucking Bill Withers, whatever.
Yikes. I
Yeah,
like
he's
that
fine.
song.
There's nothing.
Oh,
there's
okay.
nothing wrong. I mean, he's fine, whatever.
Oh, okay. It's like, what happened with Bill Withers? Did he do you wrong?
Yeah, although, you know what? I do appreciate a guy who's like, you know what? I made some records and I became a singer later in life. He had some other career before that. I don't know what it was.
Oh,
he made
okay.
music for like 10 years. He was a big success. And he's like, all right, I've written all the songs I think I want to write. See ya.
Whoa, I did not know this. All right.
It's the condensed version.
Well, there's something to be said for feeling a sense of accomplishment and completing your mission. So that's great.
Yeah.
But anyway, in addition to talking about singers' alternate careers, we're here to talk about some movies. But before we do, we want to give a huge thank you to our sponsor piece patron, Heather Sachs. Heather, thank you so much for all your support.
Thank you, Heather.
And speaking of Patreon, every week we put out bonus episodes for our Patreon members. And for $5 a month, you get access to those episodes. And this week we talked about a Western. And we all know how much Dave loves Westerns. And this
you
was...
do too. Come on.
I do love Westerns. Not as much as you. I'm not as well versed in them. But I do love a Western too.
Yeah.
But yeah, this week we talked about 1973 Clint Eastwood's High Plains Drifter. And it is a weird one. And it was a fun conversation, though, talking that out.
Yeah, we were both relatively confounded by High Plains Drifter.
Yes. So go check that out if you're a patron and if you're not, consider joining. But for this week's movies, we're going to be talking about the sci-fi action film Predator Badlands and the psychological drama Die My Love. So we're going to kick things off with Predator Badlands, which is the latest, of course, in the Predator franchise. And this one is directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who also directed Prey, which is such a great movie, but also directed the animated Killer of Killers. And let me give you the synopsis for Predator Badlands. The newest entry in the Predator franchise is set in the future on a remote planet where a young predator, an outcast from his clan, finds an unlikely ally in Thea and embarks on a treacherous journey in search of the ultimate adversary. Yeah, so Thea is portrayed by Elle Fanning, and she is not a human. She is a synthetic. And Dex is our Predator protagonist, the first time we are following a Predator as a main character. And we open the film seeing him sparring with his brother. And because weakness is frowned upon and they cull that from their communities. And so he's fighting with his brother, and his brother is trying to make him be better, so on and so forth. And then his father arrives, and his father's like, why didn't you kill this guy? He's terrible. He's the weakest. He should be dead already. And so he captures Dex, and he's like telling Dex's brother, okay, you got to kill him now. But surprise, he doesn't kill him. He battles the father and has Dex get away. And Dex is like pounding on the door like, I got to get out. But instead he gets off on a spaceship and goes to Jenna, which is the most dangerous planet, and it's one of the most dangerous trophy creatures, which is the Calyx. And is that right? The Calyx? The Calisk?
Kalisk, I think.
Kalisk, okay. And so it is the most. It's such a fearsome creature that even Dex's father fears it, according to his brother, who is now dead. By the way, the father killed his brother as he's trapped in the spaceship and then is leaving. And so Dex is on this planet so he can get the Kalisk. And he immediately finds out that this planet is deadly as fuck and everything is trying to kill him. Everything.
Yeah. You think Australia's dangerous. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, the grass is razor grass. It's literal razor blades. And so he's trying to cross water and there's things trying to kill him. The trees, there are things coming down, like elephant trunks trying to kill him, everything. There are berries that blow up and then they shoot spikes and the spikes are poisonous and they paralyze you, and that's how creatures will get you and eat you. Like, it's just wild how everything is trying to kill him. And he comes across Thea, who is, like I said, a synthetic, and she was created by Weyland-Yutani. And if you know Weyland-Yutani, that's from the Alien universe, because of course these two franchises have crossed before and they are crossing again. And so she was on a mission with her companion, who is also a synthetic, but later Dex calls her sister, and she's trying to get back to Tessa, who is her sister, who's another synthetic who looks just like her. And the mission went awry, and it seems like she's really forthcoming because she's super chatty and she's telling Dex all kinds of things, and she tells him about the planet and she tells him all about the plants and the creatures and how he can survive. But there are things she's not fully forthcoming with, like as far as the full scope of her mission. And they also come across a little kind of weird cat-like creature, and Thea names her Bud, and she just wants to be a part of this little group too. And Dex, the whole time, Dex is like, "No, I hunt alone. No, I hunt alone." And Thea's like, "But it would be better if we banded together. And Bud saved your life, so we should bring her along." And it's basically this whole quest to get to the Kalisk. And then Tessa, who Thea thought might be dead, but she believed she wasn't really, is alive and has been possibly reprogrammed, or possibly this was her programming all along, but doesn't really care about Thea, and that's a whole thing. And there are lots of revelations along the way about the Kalisk and so on and so forth, and I'm sure we'll dig more into it. But Dave, what did you think about this?
This movie's really stupid. But
okay.
But I had a lot of fun with it.
Okay.
I mean, I think the thing that bothers me about the whole Predator franchise is how the movies that I see, or that they're cute somehow. I don't know. Like, this movie's cute in a bizarre way. And
it is.
And I also expected Vin Diesel to walk in at some point and go, "Family," because they're creating their own little family at Thea's urging. And Bug like spits on Deck, and at first he's like, "Fuck you," and
because that's what cats do, and she's like a cat.
Yeah, and then but Thea's like, "No, she's marking you so that anybody of her type, her clan." I don't remember what she doesn't say clan or whatever.
I think she does actually say. I think she does say clan. I think she does. Yeah.
They'll smell that and that know that you're okay.
Yeah.
Big surprise coming up. By the way, should just mention that it is a little bit absurd that Thea wouldn't get that Bud is actually a baby Kalisk, because Thea knows what the Kalisk is. She has to know. I mean, I don't know.
They might not. I know what you're saying, but I took that to mean they might not, because it seems like the Kalisk is a really unusual creature in
For
that they
sure.
don't know a lot about the Callisk. Like the fact that they call it the Callisk, like it sounds like, and I'm thinking like, is there just one? Is it like, do you know what I mean? Like, are there multiples? Like, and it sounded like they don't really know. So I know what you're saying. I kind of took it as like, well, maybe she doesn't know.
Yeah.
So I bought into it more.
Yeah, the reason I say that this is dumb is because I just mean that the story itself is relatively formulaic. It's, you've got, two strangers getting together to, help each other out. One reluctantly, one being like totally like, yeah, let's do it. Like the little dog in the Warner Brothers cartoons who follows around Spike the bulldog. And, I mean, I will give Elle Fanning credit for uncuting that as much as she could, especially in her portrayal of Tessa, who's just straight up like ice cold.
Yeah.
And I think it really helps to have somebody with Elle Fanning's talent to do this, because I think if you had Thea played by the wrong person, she'd be too cloying or too sweet or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that scene when she tells Deck, when she's trying to get her legs back, attached to her body, and she basically tells Deck, well, I was lying to you the whole time. You can tell she feels guilty, and she also is trying to get him out so, he won't die at the hands or the paws or the whatever as you call them, talons of the Callisk.
Yeah.
But it's cute in the sense that Deck, goes and tames one of the creatures that can kill him by giving it, let's just say berries. They're not berries, but giving it berries, and then he's wearing it around his neck, and it's just like, and then the reason I say that it's stupid is because it propagates that dumb myth of the alpha, animal thing, which only happens in captivity, we have learned since.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that kind of stuff. But I got to tell you, it moves fast.
Mm-hmm.
The action's pretty good, aside from being, completely computer generated. I don't really know how you can gauge. I don't have any idea how to pronounce his last name. Well, he's got two last names, Demetrius Schuster Kolomatanaji, something like that. I don't really know how to gauge his performance because he's buried under just so much latex, and he's got colored contacts in. And what were you going to say?
No, I was going to let you finish, but I was like, I hear you. I was able to judge his performance based on his physicality as far as his body and his voice. So,
I mean, I think it works, I just, it's bizarre. It also does the whole, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy thing where, so there's this at the beginning of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy in the book, there's this little fish you can stick on the side of your ear or in your ear, and it translates whatever your language you're hearing into your own. Yeah. And so this kind of borrows that trick. Although they still
a lot of sci-fi has done that. So yeah.
It's kind of forgivable in a way, because it's sort of now I only have to read half the subtitles. I don't know. I don't really, I'm kind of, to borrow what you said earlier about some other movies, I'm kind of agnostic about this. It's just it's fine. It was fun. It's goofy. I think that when you have all of the villains being synthetics, that necessarily reduces the stakes. I mean, the stakes don't really seem all that high in this. To me, I do appreciate that Deck does make it back to his home planet, and with zero hesitation or apprehension murders his father with the help of the Callisk. I guess with the help of, is that supposed to be Bud kind of grown up?
That's Bud grown up.
Bud, yeah. Sorry. But then the whole the cute ending with the they see the spaceship coming from the distance, and all the other predators are holding their weapons, the Yautja. Have they ever been referred to as the Yautja before? Do you know?
I don't think so. Yeah. I know that this language was the Yautja language was created for this film.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure if they've been called Yautja before.
Yeah. But the whole just like, Theo's like, oh, more friends of yours? And he says, no, it's my mother. It's just like, I know it's a franchise. I know we got to keep going. I know Dan Trachtenberg's already made 2 of these. And clearly has a lot of love for this franchise, and it's evident in his direction. And this movie is very light on its feet, and it doesn't waste a lot of time. It's still probably too long, but it doesn't really feel long. And I do like that they get some nastiness in there when Tessa kind of turns, but it's all sort of predictable at the same time. But like I said, I mean, this could be so much worse. It's almost kind of like a relief that I enjoyed it the way I did. And when I was walking out of the theater, the rep asked me, oh, what did you think of it? And I said, this movie has no right to be as much fun as it is. That's what I said. I enjoyed myself. I had my recliner seat. There were no, local yokels in there. There were like 12 people in the theater. It was great. Of course, you have to listen to the same 2 fucking loudmouths yap before and after the movie, who shall remain nameless. But, it's like, oh, and of course, the one guy who's like, that movie was torture for me. I hated it. It's like, well, you knew, like, you were talking about how much you were going to hate it before you came in. So why did you even fucking bother with it?
That's such a shitty attitude. I hate that attitude. I think you should go into every movie hoping it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have any idea what I was going to get when I saw this, because I have not seen, but beyond, I've seen Predator and Predator 2, which are both, I mean, I think Predator 2 is amazing. It's just so, it's the best sequel they could have made. I would not have cast Danny Glover, but other than that, I think it's great. And he's fine in it too. He's just, Danny Glover is so Danny Glover that it's kind of like, it's I'm trying to think of any movies where he's really transcended. Well, Lonesome Dove.
Color Purple.
Oh man, I haven't seen Color Purple since like 1986.
I would say he's transcended his Danny Gloverness in that movie.
And he transcends his Danny Gloverness in Lonesome Dove, nice. I would say.
But have you seen Prey?
No, I haven't. So I don't really have.
Oh, dude, you need to see it.
And that's Dan Trachtenberg too, right?
That is Dan Trachtenberg.
I know that you really liked Prey, or do like Prey a lot.
I love it. Amber Midthunder is phenomenal in it.
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, but
it's
the only other Predator movie I think I've seen, I think I saw Predators. That's the one with Adrian Brody, right?
I don't know. Maybe.
That's the one I saw. I definitely have not seen the Alien versus Predator thing.
And I have. Sanaa Lathan, are you kidding me? I love Sanaa Lathan, and that ending is amazing.
Well, one, you've got to like find ways to revive 2 dead franchises, but they're both 20th Century Fox, right? So they were under the same umbrella anyway. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. It's like, it's certainly not bad. I mean, it's not bad. That sounds like a strange thing to say after I just kind of praised it, but I mean, if you're looking for a fun action movie, I think, and you go in with a relatively open mind, I think you'll have fun, Mm-hmm. What do you think?
I fucking loved it.
Yeah. I knew, like, I was about a half hour into it. I was like, Megan is down in Orlando just being like, this is the fucking best.
I love it. It was great. It was great. I was pumped for this. I love Dan Trachtenberg. I love 10 Cloverfield Lane. I love Prey. I was pumped for this. Yeah. And I hear what you're saying about it being formulaic or it being too cutesy. I don't fucking care. I loved it. I'm here for the found family. It is so queer coded, and I'm so obsessed with found family because of that. And I love that. I love that they band together. I love that Bud is weird and adorable with her like kind of human fingers and her weird little kitty face. I love her so much. She's so cute. And I think it's funny. You said that there's so much CGI, and there is, but there's also a lot of practical effects too.
There is. That's true.
And because the scene, which I think is a great scene, when Thea hasn't reunited with her legs yet, but she's trying to reconnect with her lower half of her body, and that like her legs are fighting other synths and she's fighting synths with her arms, and those were two different stunt doubles, and like reading about that was just really cool, and I think that's great. And the filming, so much of it is New Zealand and it looks real. Like, yes, of course there's lots of CGI and there's lots of visual effects, but there are parts where I'm like, that looks like real light. That looks like real terrain. And that goes such a long way. And I love when big films merge real sets, real landscapes with the CGI, with visual effects. But yeah, I love this. I thought Elle Fanning was fantastic in this. She's agree with really you. Good. She's so good in this. And yeah, I think Dex is a great character. I mean, sure, is it a bit predictable? Yes, but I don't care. I love it. And I think I know what you're saying about the alpha and that the alpha argument, and that kind of irked me too, because I'm like, this has been debunked. We know this has been debunked. This is not a thing. However, the one saving grace I will give to that is that Dex immediately goes like, oh, so the alpha is the strongest. And she's like, no, the alpha is the one who protects. And so I was like, okay, if you're going to go with the alpha argument, which is bunk, at least you're not having it be the kind of macho brotastic, it's the strongest, it's the one who kills the most, it's the one who protects. And I love the themes and message of cooperation and how it's important to be collaborative and cooperative. And it deflates toxic masculinity. And I love that while still being a propulsive action film and having tons of killing. And I know it's kind of weird because they're synths. So I know what you're saying about the stakes, but Dex could have died and Bud could have died and they didn't. But I love the scene where he has sliced through the Callisk, who we later find out, of course, is Bud's mom. And it's such a great visual, but then the Callisk just regenerates. And then like when he chops the Callisk's head off and she regrows her head, and it's just, I don't know. There's just some incredible visuals in this that I found the visuals really striking. I liked the characters. I liked that they formed a little band, a little family, and I liked the themes. And I just thought this was fun as hell. I adored this. I thought it was great.
I wanted to circle back to what you were saying about practical versus CGI. You know, right in the beginning, somebody walks on wet sand. I think it's Deck, like right at the very beginning, and then walks again on wet sand later. And walking on wet sand in big sci-fi movies goes a long way with me, because I also, like you, I know that it means like, oh, we are going to see some real shit in here. Because when they're running down that like riverbed, I mean, that was a real river.
Yes.
So, I mean, I think following the Predator as the main character is not, I'm really not so interested in it, but this is as good as I think that could be. Because I don't find the Predators like all that interesting as characters. It's just like, it's a killing machine. Awesome. The thing that I like best about any of the Predators that I've seen is when Danny Glover, you've seen Predator 2, right?
I don't know if I have or not.
Oh, well, I'm going to spoiler,
Okay. I mean, that's fine. I don't care.
Old movie for you.
This is spoiler piece. This is what we do anyway. But yeah, I may have seen it. I don't know. I've definitely seen the first one and I may have seen the second one. I think I have. I don't know. It's been so long.
Well, the movie ends with Danny Glover being in the Predator ship in their trophy room. And he kills... Oh,
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he kills the Predator with one of the Predator's own weapons. And then like 6 more of them show up. They drop the invisibility from their suits, and Danny Glover's just like, he drops the weapon. He's like, okay, who's next? And then one of the Predators goes over and gets like an 18th century like revolver and throws it to him. And it's like, oh, they've acknowledged that he defeated one of their own. And then the other ones pick up the dead Predator and carry him into the ship. And then the ship starts to like, move. And Danny Glover's like, I got to get out of here. That's not a very good Danny Glover voice. But
No, but it's reminiscent of him.
yeah.
I mean, a similar thing happens in Alien versus Predator at the end of that because, like it's been so long since I've seen it, so I don't remember all the details. But basically, like Sanaa Lathan like helps the Predator like kind of inadvertently defeat a xenomorph, and so yeah, the Predator doesn't kill her, like acknowledges like you made this kill, you are a worthy adversary, and like marks her or something. But yeah, so I feel like this doesn't come out of left field where they have a culture, they have a society, they have a code. Like we can kind of see glimpses of that in the other Predator films.
And the thing that's strange about it is, for a culture that is as primitive as they are as far as their like logic and reasoning goes, scientifically, they're advanced as fuck. So, like, what? I don't really see how those two things match up because obviously there are predator scientists.
Yeah.
Unless they stole everything and learned how it worked, which I doubt.
Oh, yeah. Probably not.
Yeah. Although you never know. They use that in Alien. So, that creature that landed on LD-426 was not what would you call that? Indigenous.
Yep.
So who knows? But it's fun. It's fine. I mean, it's more than fun. You go with a couple friends, you get a nice big bowl of popcorn, you buy some hats and t-shirts, whatever.
I agree. I think this was a blast. But also, like, it is... I felt emotional watching it just because I was like, oh no, I felt sad when they leave Bud. When, like, Thea's like, don't leave her. And he's like, we gotta move. I hunt alone. You're just a tool. And he kept calling her a tool. And yeah, I don't know. And then I was like, we see Bud again. And I was very excited. And then I was worried she was going to die. Then she didn't. And then it's great. Anyway, it was lovely. I was excited. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of those movies I think like some people would call it like a guilty pleasure movie. And I say there is no such thing as a guilty pleasure movie.
That's what I say too. It's like, I agree.
If you like it and it brings you joy or comfort or whatever, then it's just a good movie to you, Yep.
And like, we also shouldn't be ashamed of the things we love.
I know. Like, I love Hiding Out starring John Cryer. I don't know if I could recommend it to anybody else, but I love it. So
you sure do.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, do you have any final things to say?
No, I don't. I think it probably sounds like I'm saying that it's worse than it is, but it's not. It's well, it's just when you come across a movie like this that works despite having lots of elements, in my estimation, that shouldn't.
Yeah,
it probably sounds more negative because I'm talking about those things, but in a way, I don't really want to use the word transcends, but it sort of transcends all that shit. So
yeah.
Family.
I would agree. And I would say that you should definitely check out Prey because it's so good.
Okay.
I think it's really great.
Yes, you have been talking about Prey for quite a while, so
it's good stuff. Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's talk about a less fun movie that tackles some very intense shit. We're talking about Lynn Ramsey's Die My Love, which is based on the novel and stars Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson. And let me give you the synopsis. This comes from the press release. So the film follows Grace and her partner Jackson, who have recently moved into an old house deep in the country. With ambitions to write the great American novel, Grace settles into her new environment and the couple welcome a baby soon after. However, with Jackson frequently and suspiciously absent and the pressures of domestic life starting to weigh on her, Grace begins to unravel, leaving a path of destruction in her wake. And this is based on Ariana Harwitz's celebrated novel, and also co-stars Sissy Spacek, Lakeith Stanfield, Nick Nolte. So yeah, that is the description, and it is very straightforward in that way. And I wouldn't necessarily call this a straightforward movie because there are things that happen that I wouldn't call surreal, but kind of are playing with reality and at least perception, playing with Grace's perception of what's happening. But yeah, they move into this house. It is in the middle of nowhere, and it's a family house for Jackson. It was his uncle's, and you later find out his uncle who killed himself I think in this house.
Yeah.
And his father has passed away, but before his father has passed away, he was having some issues, possibly Parkinson's. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if they ever explicitly say. And yeah, and Grace is kind of isolated in that she doesn't have friends. Not really. It seems to be Jackson's friends, and she doesn't have family, and she just has the baby, and that's it. And one of the first scenes we see her with the baby, she's crawling. She does a lot of crawling like she's a cat, and she's crawling through the grass with a knife, like a large kitchen knife, and she's kind of waving it around near the baby, and I'm like, what the fuck? Is she gonna try to like kill this baby? And she does not. But she does do some other really heinous things, like when Jackson decides to get a dog and she's pissed off because she doesn't want to take care of the dog. And lo and behold, he doesn't take care of the dog, and he gets mad at her for not taking care of the dog. And whenever the dog barks, which is all the time, she barks back. And when the dog like rips off the tablecloth, she doesn't pick it up. She decides in the middle of the night to go get her I say mother-in-law, they're not married at the time, but essentially her mother-in-law's shotgun and shoot the dog. And yeah. And then we see
the
Jackson.
dog is injured though when she does that. I mean, it's still not.
On.
I mean, you should probably be, if you're going to put a dog down, take it to the vet and do all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're in that totally bizarre car accident that seems like it's a dream sequence, but it's not.
Yeah.
And the dog, I didn't get the sense at the moment, but the dog is actually pretty seriously injured, which, I didn't realize at the time.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize that at the time either. Because and it does play out very much like a dream sequence. And a horse gets hit by a car, like, so. Yeah, it's like, Jesus, like, are any animals safe in this movie? No. Babies are safe though. Luckily,
I kept waiting for something horrible to happen to the baby.
I kept thinking the baby was gonna die, but no, the baby's fine.
Nope,
Thank God.
Baby's fine.
Baby is fine. But yeah,
mother and father are a little strange. But
yes, so they have a very tumultuous relationship, and she wants to have sex all the time. He no longer wants to have sex. She's imagining him having an affair. He may be having an affair. She's having an affair.
Sort of.
Like, yeah, it's
that seems very dream sequency too.
I agree. And I wanted to get into that with you about what's a dream and what's not. But they fight all the time, and they clearly have very different ideas of what they want their lives to be and what this is looking like. And he keeps trying. I don't know if I'd say very well, but he does keep trying to be like, hey, do you need some help? Hey, how you doing? And she's like, I'm fine. And then his mother keeps trying to talk to her too, and is like, it's okay. Everybody goes a little crazy after they have a baby. It's okay. I could come over and help. And she's like, I gotta go. Goodbye. And like, she's like, I'm fine. But she's clearly unraveling, and things are just getting more and more heightened. Like, she'll just leave with the baby for a walk in the woods, and then all of a sudden it's dark and people are out looking for her and wondering where the baby is and wondering where she is, or she'll take the baby out in a stroller and then just leave. And like, so these weird random things. Or like at a kid's birthday party, she takes all her clothes off and jumps into the pool in her underwear. And so it's very clear that she's not doing well, and she's having a really difficult time. Until it, builds to, and then they do get married eventually in the movie, and they fight at their wedding too. But all of this is building to their destruction as far as their dissolution as a couple. And then with that finale of her walking into the woods, the burning woods naked, which could be a dream. So
I feel like lots of things in this could be a dream. Like the way the Lakeith Stanfield scene is played out in the parking lot.
Yes, absolutely.
It's like, is she dreaming that? because
Right.
it cuts back to her in the Jeep, like she's been daydreaming, but at the same time, it's like he recognizes her and doesn't want her to reveal that they sort of know each other.
Yeah, he looks terrified when he sees her. Yeah.
Yeah. So now maybe it's all because, she's having, in addition to clearly having postpartum depression, she's also having some kind of psychotic break.
Yes.
Which I think is what you would call it. I mean, this is not a bad movie. In fact, it's not. It's a good movie. It's not a movie that I ever. This is kind of like if Mother hadn't been completely Darren Aronofsky-ized.
I love Mother so much.
Oh God, Mother was torture for me. I feel like
I love it.
I feel like with Darren Aronofsky, every movie he makes, every other movie I am tortured by. Just like I go to see, I'm like, oh, he finally made a movie that I like, and then I go see the next one, I'm like, I fucking want to die.
And you're like, nope.
Yeah. And I felt that way about Mother. I can't remember what he did before that, but anyway, yeah, I mean, well, what did you think about this? You gave the synopsis, but I yap a lot, so.
So I loved Jennifer Lawrence in this. I think she's great, and I think she's really fearless in this role. She is not afraid. She appears not to be afraid to look. I'm going to say look ugly. I don't mean that physically. I mean,
I know what you mean.
Personality wise, like not afraid to like get into the kind of like nastiness of the human
way she treats
spirit.
That clerk at the gas station.
Oh my God. It's awful. It's awful.
Now, that being said, I understand where she's coming from.
See, I don't, but
I would never say that to a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, to me, like, there's no sense in being mean to like
that's
someone
what I mean.
Who's nice.
There's no reason to address that person in that manner.
Yeah.
You just try to get out of it. It's like if you ran into the Target lady in real life at Target, that would
right. I mean, but that clerk was not as bad as the Target lady. But no, you're
true.
right.
That's
true. Yeah. No, but I mean, like, I'm not surprised that she was like, "Hey, I have to go. Can we hurry this up?" But the fact that she's like, why are you speaking
Why
to
are you
me?
speaking? You're never going to see me again in 30 seconds. Let's just get this over with.
Right, but it's just so, it's not even just those words. It's the way she said it.
Worse.
It's just, it's venomous. Yeah. So I love Jennifer Lawrence's performance, and I love Robert Pattinson. I always love him too. I think both of them make interesting choices in their career, but especially him. He makes just some really unique choices in who he wants to work with, and I really love that about him. And I think he's great here. It's also kind of interesting because he's usually the weirdo, and so to see him be like the straight character in the sense of the quote unquote normal one is kind of wild. Although Jackson clearly has his problems too, because he's not always around. And I think Sissy Spacek is good. I love Lynn Ramsey's You Were Never Really Here. And so
good movie.
Yeah, and I think We Need to Talk About Kevin is an incredible film too. So this is really an interesting double feature with that. I mean, the things that Lynn Ramsey clearly has to say about motherhood, like, whoo boy, like these feel like extreme cautionary tales. But at the same time, I think there's not enough. I don't know if there are enough films that are delving into not just postpartum depression, but postpartum psychosis. And so seeing that and the way it's done, and I think she's an incredible filmmaker, I really appreciated that. And I kind of like the dreamlike surrealism that's happening. And is this real? Is this not? Because that is such a facet, or can be, of a lot of mental health issues, like what's real, what's not, and how you perceive things. I will say, though, there is something, and I can't quite put my finger on it. There's something about the depiction of mental illness here that I don't know if it entirely works. And I'm not sure if it's because it relies weirdly on too many kinds of tropes, or it could also be my own personal issues. Because I got to tell you, there were a couple scenes here that really felt like hit way too close to home for me. Like one of the songs she's singing, my grandmother sang that song to me, and it's a song. It like unlocked a memory that I haven't had like in like decades. A song I'd completely forgotten about even existing, and then it also kind of. My mother had severe mental illness, so I have like a lot of issues with that. So anyway, a lot of so maybe it's my own issues getting in the way of this. So I did appreciate this a lot. I think there's incredible filmmaking and incredible acting happening, but there's something about this that I can't quite suss out, that I'm like, I don't know if that entirely works. Yeah, but I did like it.
I liked it too. It's a little draggy. Because you have to have the ramp up to when she has her full break. But the thing that was this is such a nitpicky thing. The Academy ratio really got up my ass. I don't know why. I saw that and I was just like, come on, what is this fucking choice that everyone's making lately? For those of you listening at home, if you don't know, the Academy ratio is the 4:3 ratio that was primarily used in early film from the silence up through the late 30s, early 40s.
I think so.
Before they went, to like widescreen and things like that. It's basically why they don't have to crop these movies when you put them on TV, because TVs are 4:3, or they used to be. Anyway,
not anymore.
Yeah.
I will say though, American Honey is in 4:3, and I think that film, it works beautifully well.
There's some other movie that I've seen in the last few years that's in 4. Oh, it's the Paul Schrader movie that I actually like with Ethan Hawke. I'm pretty sure.
First Reformed.
I'm pretty sure that's in Academy ratio.
Yeah. Although I will say, thinking about American Honey, and that it's intentionally like supposed to be like very closed in. I gotta say, that aspect ratio does feel somewhat claustrophobic here too, and I think that's the point, is that she's trapped and she's feeling claustrophobic. So I think it works in that way.
Yeah, well, this is, people do all kinds of things in real life that don't make any sense to me, and that's fine, because that's real life, and like, you run into people you haven't seen in years under the Eiffel Tower, and like shit like that happens, like coincidences happen in real life. And, you will move somewhere with your partner to the middle of nowhere. But I feel like in movies, you've got to be a little bit more heightened than that, because it's just like it's just sort of drab, because it sets you up for one of the characters to be just sort of like, from the beginning. That being said, I think this is really well done. It's really well acted. I think Robert Pattinson is, I can't believe how good he is. I mean, I've always liked Robert Pattinson.
He's so good.
He's so great. I mean, he injects humor into a humorless Batman movie. I mean, how do you do that? You got a lot of cats. So, so he's great. I think Jennifer Lawrence is great. I think that the role she's given, you don't need everything spelled out. It's just a little, the depiction is, and when I say the depiction, I mean in the screenplay. I don't mean the performance. The depiction is a little muddy. I don't know, but she's really good playing it, and I had I wouldn't say difficult time. I felt like I was being pulled back and forth by is she imagining this? Is it actually happening? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because, when she's first when she's committed, and she's telling the story about how she had a bad relationship with her parents, and she had wandered off with like another girl, wherever they were, at the beach or at the pool or whatever.
Yep.
And when her parents found her, she thought, I don't want you. I don't want to be
Yeah.
with you or whatever it was. And I was like, all right. And well, now we're starting to get to the things. And then the psychiatrist says, how's your relationship with your parents now? It's like, oh, they both died. How? In a plane crash. And it's like, that's such an oddly specific and rare death.
Yeah.
It's like, are we imagining this? And then even when Nick Nolte showed up, even though we've seen the two of them dressed for his funeral, I was like, well, maybe he didn't die. Maybe he's just, maybe he's in the, whatever they call that, the dementia ward in a nursing home. I don't remember what they call it, but then I was like, well, that's ridiculous. And then you see that she's been patting him on the leg, but then she's patting like the air, and
right.
Then she gets out, and no mental illness is going to be cured overnight, but she just seems to revert back so quickly, and maybe the implication is that there's no cure for what ails her because this is her life now,
I guess, but like we barely see her in the hospital, like
right.
Barely.
I think we should have spent some more time there.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like, is she on medication? Does she have a plan? Is she going to see a therapist? Is she refusing to see a therapist? Like I had so many questions. Like,
right.
like what is her treatment plan? What's going on? How long was she in there for?
Well, and the baby is the same age the whole movie.
That's
so this
true.
whole thing seems like it happens within the space of a month because babies get big fast.
Right. But then that's the thing, is that reality or not? Like, did the baby get older, but she just saw the baby as being the same age? Or is it an error in the film? Or is it that this happened so rapidly? Like, these are the questions that I'm thinking, and I'm like, I don't know the answer to it. It could be any of those things. But to me, it's an interesting choice to not focus more on her care and whether or not she's refusing treatment or what's going on. And I'm also like, did she lie about her parents' death? Is that the truth? Like, I just don't know. And then there's the whole thing about when she gets out and then they're having that party and then she tells everybody like, I shot the dog, and she's also saying like, and my husband committed me against my will, and I'm like, well, did he? Like, because I know in some states you can do that, in other states you can't. So, but I'm just like, I have so many questions, and maybe that's the point, but I just had so many questions that I wanted to know more about the logistics of this and what's going on. And I didn't have a problem with her reverting, but again, I needed to know more about her treatment.
Yeah. And then she starts a forest fire maybe and wanders off into the woods naked. I mean,
well,
really?
I think that's a dream, because that to me was straight out of Robert Eggers' The Witch. Like it felt straight out of The Witch to me. So I'm like, that has to be a dream, but then maybe it's not. You're right. Maybe she did start a forest fire. But then why would Jackson just be standing there watching Grace go into the forest fire naked? Like,
well, he does seem to have some delayed reactions to things throughout the movie. Well,
this is also true. Yeah, but then the actual last shot could be the actual real last shot, which is her with the cake that says mommy's home, and then her backing out, which I also think is interesting because that's the only time we see the house from that angle, because every other time we're seeing it from the other side. So I don't know.
I even questioned whether he had actually finished, remodeling the house, or remodeling's not the right word.
Oh, yeah. No. But you're right. Like changing the wallpaper, painting, all of that.
Well,
yeah.
She had made it clear that she was not happy with the state of the house.
Right.
And so I don't know if you've ever done work on a house, ladies and gentlemen, but it takes longer it usually takes longer than 28 days.
Yeah.
Or 10 days. I mean, I know that some commitments involuntary are 10 days long. In Massachusetts, if you're going to commit somebody against their will, you have to have two doctors who don't know the other doctor making the recommendation interview the patient to see whether they agree. So Massachusetts takes that shit seriously, I guess.
Yes, it does.
And yeah, I think that I just can't put my finger on this either. It's really well done. It's really well acted. I think the pacing is a real problem because I think that we spend too much time watching her ramp up when it's pretty clear almost from the first time
Oh
they're
yeah.
with the baby, and she's like crawling on her stomach. Now she and Robert Pattinson used to do this. They clearly had some very strange physical play fighting kind of stuff going on,
Yeah.
and which is fine, but it's not my thing. But it's fine. And the crossover into her. I mean, I didn't even really think about this but the baby's about 6 months old, and she's frustrated because he's not sleeping with her anymore. She's crawling through the high grass on her hands and knees like a cat, which is all weird. But then she's got that scene where she just scratches her nails off basically in the bathroom, and she breaks
like
the
a cat.
sink like a cat, exactly. And it's like, if we can explain this away as that she's like a cat, then everything she does actually kind of makes sense because cats are unpredictable. But but at the same time, it's just like I need a little more something to like hitch my horse to this post or anchor me or whatever. Just throw some fucking metaphor in there. I feel like there's an emotional distance between me as an audience member and this, just because I'm spending so much time going, what the fuck am I watching? It's done very well, but I mean, it's clear that she does leave the house and go on long walks in the middle of the night. And it's clear that she actually did shoot the dog.
Yeah.
But like so much of it, it's like, there's Lakeith Stanfield in like maroon motorcycle gear, like walking up, and she cuts his lip. And the next time you see him, he doesn't have a cut in his lip. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, maybe that's her fantasy.
Maybe.
I don't know.
So anyway,
yeah, I think things that are happening very internally are really difficult to portray in a film and visually.
Oh, for sure.
And I think this film does a good job. But like I said, for me, I think the thing of it is it almost relies in some ways on kind of established cliches of women falling apart, so to speak. That's kind of my issue. And I don't know. Yeah. So, but having said that, and it is a very slow pace. Having said that though, I was captivated, and mostly because of Jennifer Lawrence, because I just think she's a great actor, and I love her. Especially I love her when she does dramatic roles, although she's really funny too. She's great in comedies, but yeah, so I liked this. I don't know. I think I don't want to say more, but something. But that
definitely
makes
not more.
I don't know. I think I did. I wanted more rage, more something. But having said that, just because I wanted more doesn't mean that this isn't good, or that I didn't like it, or that I didn't appreciate it. And it definitely got me thinking about a lot of things, which is always great when a film does that. Yeah. So I guess my one question, or my last question is so yeah, what happens in the end, and what do you think she should have done? Like, should she have stayed? Should she have left? Did she leave? What do you think happened?
Well, I mean, if she left, she's going to have a really hard time holding on to her child, because she does have a history of mental illness, which family court will take into account.
Yeah. Or did she just walk away from her child?
I mean, she could have. She does put down the cake that says "Mommy's home."
Yep.
So, and then Robert Jackson is clearly not there when she walks out, and she looks back at the house, kind of like she's making a decision: am I actually leaving, or am I staying?
Right.
But I think that the whole last third of her in the hospital and then getting out and then reverting, and then it's just too fast. And, usually when movies kind of do that, we say they're wrapped up too quickly, and this sort of unravels too quickly. I really would have liked to have seen her. I don't want to use the word improve or recover. Words improve and recover, but for her to really have the whole like, oh, this is the woman I fell in love with thing, and then to watch her just deteriorate again. I think that would have been interesting. Which, strangely enough, is kind of like A Woman Under the Influence, a movie I fucking loathe.
Shots fired. Stray shots against A Woman Under the Influence.
I am not a Cassavetes, the filmmaker, fan. Cassavetes, the actor, watch him all day, every day.
Oh, but Jenna Rollins is an incredible actor, too.
Oh, she's great. But, like, that movie is... like... You know, when Peter Falk gets into a screamy thing and he's got that voice and it's like, can you just play Columbo, please? Anyway, I don't know. I don't know what to make of this. It's also so markedly different from You Were Never Here or Never Really Here. It's a very, but she did do like the family darker than dark fucking drama. We need to talk about Kevin. I mean, we need to talk about Kevin kind of makes this look like, fucking like candy. Kevin ends up being a school shooter, right? Isn't that how that goes? Yes.
So, yes, he does. You're absolutely right. Yeah. But I do think one of the things I think this does really, really well is, and I'm thinking of, it's hard not to, because I always think of Ibsen's A Doll's House, and we just saw Hedda, which is also Ibsen. So Ibsen's been on my mind a lot lately, but this does very much feel like A Doll's House, like a woman feeling trapped by her life, by her baby, even though she loves her baby, by her partner, kind of feeling trapped in all ways and very isolated. And I will say, I think the film does that really well. Some of the other things, maybe not as, but I feel like I'm nitpicking this too. But again, it's great. Like, I feel like this is a great film, but sometimes you got to nitpick the great films too, because they could be even better.
Yeah. Sometimes you do got to nitpick. Well, I mean, I'm talked out on this one. I've gotten to that point where I know I'm going to start talking in circles. So yeah.
My only other thing is, all the things I've said before. I think Lynn Ramsey's a great filmmaker. Jennifer Lawrence is great. Yeah. So, all right, let's do a recap. So, Predator Badlands is in theaters now. Dave, would you recommend it?
Oh, watch that shit. If that's your jam, absolutely.
All right. And Die My Love is also in theaters now. Would you recommend it?
Oh, your mileage will certainly vary.
I would recommend it because I think it is such a well-made film and such an incredibly acted film. And I have to say something I didn't say. I can't believe I forgot this. My favorite scene is the fight that the two of them are having, because I love a good fight between a romantic couple. A very Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, just cutthroat, nasty
Which particular
fight.
Scene? Because they have several fights.
That's true, they do. The fight they have, oh God, where he's like, "Why don't you write? You don't write."
Oh, yes.
And that fight, and I don't remember all the insults that she says, but
She's got a few good ones.
Yeah, they're just scathing, like so vicious to each other, and I just love a good, nasty, vicious fight. Like, get into it, get into the dirt. So I like that.
Okay.
So I would recommend this, even though there's some issues I personally had. I would recommend this.
Okay. Oh,
all right. Break. Yeah, sorry for that. I want to also thank our editor, Otto Clammer. Otto, thank you so much for all the work you do.
Thank you, Otto.
And thank you for listening to Spoiler Piece. You can get us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us all over the place at social media. We're at Spoiler Piece on Instagram, Twitter, Threads, Blue Sky, Letterboxd. We're all over the Facebook. We're all over the place. So come say hello. Come follow us. And also say hello at our email, spoilerpiece@gmail.com. Let us know which of these movies did you like? Which are you excited to see? We always love hearing your feedback. And if you like the show, please consider rating and reviewing us. That really helps us get the word out. You can go to ratethispodcast.com/spoilerpiece. It will take you to a preferred platform of choice, or you can just rate us directly on Apple Podcasts. Helps us out a lot. And if you really, really like the show, you can become a patron if you're not already. For $5 a month, you get access to our weekly bonus episodes and our back catalog of hundreds and hundreds of episodes. This week, we talked about Clint Eastwood's High Plains Drifter, and that was a fun conversation about a weird movie. Oh boy. And also, if you really like the show, you can also go to our website, spoilerpiece.com, and go to our TeePublic store to get our merch. We have all kinds of goodies for you. And yeah, I think that is it. So my name is Megan Kearns. I write and podcast for In Session Film. I'm a co-host of the Slashers podcast, a member of the Boston Online Film Critics Association, and a member of Gallica. You can follow me on Blue Sky and Twitter at OpinionS World, or on Instagram and Letterboxd at The OpinionS.
And my name is Dave Riedel. I'm a member of the Boston Online Film Critics Association. I'm David M. Riedel at Blue Sky. Dave sees movies everywhere else except Twitter, where I am nowhere. And there you have it.
Thanks so much, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks. Bye.